quick question is someone's asked, are the weekly jobless claims data important to watch? Now, those jobless claims data, they come in on Thursday each week. And what they tell you is what the state of joblessness is in the US. Now, whether they're important to watch or not depends on the overall market sentiment and how sensitive the market is to the US jobs market. Now, at the moment, jobs are very important because the Federal Reserve has said that they're not going to be cutting interest rates really as long as the US labor market remains strong. So, although the headline, non-farm payrolls, ADP, and some of the PMI surveys looking particularly at the employment data are very important. The jobless data is less important than the NFP, but in the current environment, it still will be important. Now, at the moment, if you look at initial jobless claims, you can see it's quite flat. But if you suddenly saw this initial jobless claim spike up sharply higher, the market could easily become very concerned about that. So initial jobless claims, they've been staying quite similar over the last year, right? It's sort of staying at the same kind of level. And if you look at the continuing jobless claims, you can see it's similar over this last year with a slight rise. So if we saw, right, jobless data coming in above market's maximum expectation, and if you look at this Thursday, you can see that the expectations are, where is it? Let's just get the right date. There we go. That's the right date. So the expectations as the initial jobless claims were 230, continuous jobless claims 1.890. So if that came in, for instance, 246 or higher, or 1.961 or higher, it would show that more people are claiming jobless data than was expected. And that would be very likely to lift expectations that the Fed will be more likely to cut interest rates. And in the current environment, you could see that impacting the equity market, depending on what's going on with the global macro situation between US and China. So are the weekly jobless claims important to watch? Yes, not as important than the NFP, arguably not as important as the ADP, but still do continue to paint a picture of where the US labor market is at.